First things first, my name's Kenneth Bird. Now, I bring this up because, like I said, we post a lot of things to different forum sites that we're connected to. And in these forum sites, when we put these videos up, people ask a ton of questions. And I mean, a lot of questions. One of the questions were that they wanted to see exactly who in their right mind thought that the Bear Network Gray 773 and Crow1176 screen paint, he said there was, like, the product was, how do you put it this way? There was a difference. So they wanted to see exactly who was commented on, who was dumb enough to completely agree with the video. So that's what we showed off in that demonstration. This one, they're questioning, they went through the whole thing where they watched the part where he made the claim that 8 apartment units could be painted in an hour and then in 1 hour to 2 hours, which is virtually impossible. That can't be done. No, it can't be done. You can't paint 8 apartment units. You know how big apartment unit is, in under 1 to 2 hours. So, like I said, there's videos all over YouTube of guys showing off, professional painters showing you how they paint or prep and how they do rooms and stuff like that with paint sprayers and paint rollers and stuff like that. This is one of the ones was interesting when I found a few minutes ago. We were just in the forum site a few minutes ago talking. And the guy was like, where in the world is this guy getting his math from? That's virtually impossible. You cannot paint an apartment complex, 8 of them at that, in that amount of time. And this tells you exactly how much this individual lies on camera constantly all the time, that he got on camera and completely lied about saying that you could actually do this. Now, let's check this out for a minute. Because like I said, I don't like to talk unless I'm backing it up. So here, in this demonstration, this is the demonstration he got caught where not only did his product match the Network Gray 773 perfectly without a problem, but one of the problems here was the lies he started telling on camera. And one of the lies were, besides the fact that not being able to add up how many quarts goes into a gallon, but one of the bigger lies was basically saying that his landlord propositioned him with a job to go in and paint these apartment units. Now, like I said before, and as we discussed in these forum sites about this individual who tells all these lies, one of the things is if you're going to pay someone to go in and prep the room, you might as well just have them paint the room too also, because that's extra money you got to take out of your pocket. Number 2, no landlord is going to pay you $300 to paint a bathroom. That is never going to happen at all, period. They may deduct it from your rent, but they're not going to give you any money up front. It's not going to happen. But let me show you this right here. So you got to listen to this. Like those of you haven't heard it already.
So he's all like, hey, if I pay you, can you paint the other units? And I was like, huh. He goes, how long will it take you? And I go, well, if they prep them, I'll just come in with my spray and paint them. Maybe an hour, maybe tops an hour, maybe. It depends on the size. Maybe 2 hours. I don't think more than that. So he's like, all right, well, can you paint your restroom? So
like, clearly, this individual lies constantly. I got 3 professional painters in my neighborhood. Guy next door to me, he's a professional painter also, too. Virtually impossible. You're talking about 8 freaking apartment units. And you're telling me you're going to paint 8 units with a paint sprayer, and you're going to do that in 1 to 2 hours. Not going to happen. You can't even paint a room. And it takes more than that. To paint a room, it's going to take at least about an hour to do. And as I said before, as a landlord, as a businessman, he's not in the business to lose money. Why would you even go out and have somebody go in who's a professional painter who has to go in and prep the environment? When they prep the environment, they're going to prime it, sand it. What are they going to do? Putty in that entire environment. He's going to paint the room anyway. He's got to prime it and get it ready for him to come in and do a paint job. No, he's going to have the person who did the prep job do the paint job too also. So that doesn't make any sense.
Prep them? I'll just come in with my spray and paint them. Maybe an hour, maybe. Tops an hour, maybe. It depends on the size. Maybe 2 hours. I don't think more than that. So he's like, all right, well.
So this is some of the bogus stuff they find in his videos that just don't make any sense. And here's a lot of stuff like this. This is why you have to be careful when you're buying screen paint, that you know the person who's selling it knows exactly what they're talking about. And this individual has no clue of what he's talking about. Even here in the comments right here, down here, he couldn't even add up how much paint goes into, how many quarts goes into a gallon. How do you not know that? That's basic. That's one of the basic things you learn, is that right there.
This is where he gets mad. Is it better spending $40 or, I mean, so it's $30, $37 for a quart. Now, how much is it for a gallon? 2, 4, 6, 8, $80, you think? Right? For a gallon.
No, it would not be $80. If it's $40 and you counted 2 quarts. 80 and 80 would be 160. So it'd be $160 for a gallon. That's what it would cost you. It wouldn't cost you $80 because you'd be short 2 quarts of a gallon. So how in the world are you going to paint 8 units when you don't know how much paint is required per unit? That would be impossible. Listen to this.
$2, 4, 6, 8, $80, you think? Right?
If you just said 40, if you just said $40, then it would be 160.
But this is where he gets pissed off, guys. This is where he gets mad. Is it better spending $40 or, I mean, so it's $30, $37 for a quart. Now, how much is it for a gallon? 2, 4, 6, 8, $80, you think? Right?
How do you get the $80? $80 would be only 2 quarts. It'd be 160. That's what it would be. It'd be 120 if it was $30 per quart. Your math is way, way off. That would explain the reason why when we kept looking at, when you said 2 quarts going to a 300-inch screen, you don't know exactly how much paint it takes. Not only that, you don't know the color of your own product, because we noticed on the website, and a lot of people brought this up in these chat rooms we're in. They're like, he has 3 different paints of the same color for 3 different items, which means you don't know the color of your product. That's a bad sign right there. That's the first thing you will notice when you develop screen paint. How much paint's going to take to go into such and such and so, and the color of it. You have the Cinemax, you have the UV, and you have the Frankenstein, all have gunmetal under their names, which means you don't know the colors of your own products. That doesn't make any sense. But not only this is the other outlandish lie you told about the whole landlord thing.
My sprayer and all that stuff, right? So he's all like, hey, if I pay you, can you paint the other units? And I was like, huh. He goes, how long will it take you? And I go, well, if they prep them, I'll just come in with my spray and paint them. Maybe an hour, maybe. Tops an hour, maybe. It depends on the size. Maybe 2 hours. I don't think more than that.
How would you know depend on the size? Unless the apartment has maybe 2 bedrooms and 3 bedrooms. This looks like a 2-bedroom. This looks like a 1-bedroom apartment. It looks like a 1-bedroom apartment. From what I'm looking at, it looks like a 1-bedroom. So if you're talking about a 1-bedroom apartment, is usually around 700 square feet. That's what they run about, almost 700 square feet. If some of these apartments run from 2 bedrooms to 3 bedrooms to 4, then you're talking about these rooms are going to get much bigger as you go along. And if it's 8 units, and you say if all 8 units were around 1 bedroom at the most, then he still wouldn't be able. 1 unit alone would take him an hour, more than an hour. I say more than an hour. But just say we were being generous with time here. We're extremely generous with time. 1 unit would take about an hour. Just say it would take 1 unit would take an hour, at least about an hour. But we know it's going to take much more than that. But anyway, even at 1 unit, you're talking about an hour and some change easily. So there's no way in the world you're going to paint 8 of those units in 1 to 2 hours. Not going to happen. Now, I found this interesting. This is a fellow over here on YouTube. I was looking up people who basically have done this. This guy painted a room. It took a room an hour. So in his demonstration, he's a professional painter and landlord who shows you how to paint a room in 1 hour, not a unit, not an entire apartment, one room in 1 hour. And that's considered to be fast. So he's talking about painting 8 apartment units under 1 to 2 hours. And they're talking about doing it fast at one room.
I don't like this cone top that I have. Anyway, hey everyone, it's Mr. Successfully Unemployed. I am your property investor, landlord, and I like to do things very hands-on. So I'm going to show you how to quickly paint a room using the Flexio 3000 by Wagner spray gun. Stay tuned. If you're new to the station, welcome. I'm Mr. Successfully Unemployed, and again, I am a property owner, investor, landlord, what have you. I'm very hands-on, so I like to take care of projects and try to save as much money as possible without skipping on the cost. So I'm going.
Now you hear what he said. Now again, save as much money as possible. So why would he go in and pay somebody to prep the entire room and then go in and then paint it himself? Just like the landlord himself, he's going to have somebody come in and prep. He said already prepped, which means a professional came in, prepped the entire room, got everything ready, then came in and primed the surface, sanded it, whatever they had to do. And then the same person who did all that work has the ability to be able to go in and finish the job as in painting it. So why would the landlord, trying to save money, go out and get this person to do the prep job and all the work and then pay him and then turn around and take more money out of his pocket and pay Jamie to do the paint job? Like I said, complete lie.
To quickly show you how to paint a room using the Wagner Flexio 3000 spray gun. So these are all the items that you'll need. So let's just go through them real quick. Obviously, you have the spray gun here. The Flexio 3000 comes with 2 canisters. The smaller one is for trim work, cabinetry, small fences. The larger one, which is what we'll be using, is more so for large surfaces, so for walls and garage doors and things of that nature. These are the settings that I have it set on. I have it on a wide spray nozzle. I have this one set on a 7, and I have the air power set on a 6 or a 7 as well. It depends on the paint that you're using. So do a test spray in a test area, see how much paint is coming out, and then you can just adjust the amount of air power that's coming out, the nozzle size, or this particular adjustment as well. And the paint that I'm using is the Valspar Signature. I like it just because, again, this is a rental property, and they tend to have kids, and you only use them 1 per each room. They are disposable, so they are less effective as more paint gets into the fabric. So obviously,
I'll put the link below.
Floors, I usually do the outline borders first, and then I put the plastic down, use the painter's tape to hold them down, and then I take off the face plate covers. And if there's anything that you don't want to have paint get on, or it's just difficult to try to spray paint around, like say this baseball heater, I could cover it up. However, since I'm using the paint guide, I necessarily don't have to. But if that's all, let's get the painting. So the first thing I like to do is paint the ceiling and then the trim. So you just want to make sure your spray nozzle is centered correctly and positioned correctly. So usually if it's up and down, we just spray left and right. So we just do one every one. And then when we get to the walls, we want to switch it so that we can just paint up and down. Okay? So let's get started.
Takes 1 hour to paint a room. It's a lot of freaking work. And you're talking about 8 apartment units. And this is a professional painter. Now, my neighbor next door, he's a professional painter. And he'll tell you, no, you're not doing that. It's not going to happen. The landlord is going to sit there and pay a person like this to come in and prep. Mind, they got the ability to paint too. To prep that entire environment to get it ready, sanding, priming, the whole 9 yards, and then tell them, okay, I'm paying you, you're done. I'm gonna bring one of my tenants in to finish the job. Why don't you just have the guy who prepped the environment paint it too? You'll save a lot more money. You already paid him already. He's gonna paint already. He's gonna prime it already. He's not gonna come in and just prime and leave. He's gonna finish the entire job. That's what he's getting paid to do. So that's why I said complete lie. Who freaking has a professional come in and say, oh no, you're done. That's all we need you to do is just prime and get it ready and prep. Go in and leave. That's what you paid him to do. His job is to go in there, prime the surface, prep it, paint it, be done. Why would you pay him for half a job? That's what I said, complete lie. This is so relaxing to watch. I love watching paint videos.
There you have it. Painting the room. So what I'm going to do is just go over some spots where I did not overlay correctly, and that's it. The Valspar signature, we really just need one coat. I actually used unthinned. It might have came out a little bit smoother if I did in this particular one out, maybe about 10%. But you can use.
So that's a lot of work, and they still got to come in. They got to basically paint all this and trim it. All this has to be done. If he's going to do this in multiple colors, that means the floor is going to be painted out. The trim's going to be done in a different trim. All the trim is going to be done. That's a lot of work, and there's no way in the world you're doing 8 units in that short amount of time. That's not going to happen. Not going to happen. I'm sorry. You sat there right on camera and just blatantly lied in front of everybody. And keep in mind, I'm not the only one that picked this up. 63 people on the forum site that when we dropped that video in, went through that video and was like, are you freaking kidding me? Did he just say so-and-so and so? There's no way in the world you can do that. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Anyone who rents even knows that's not going to happen.
My sprayer and all that stuff, right? So he's all like, hey, if I pay you, can you paint the other units? And I was like, huh. He goes, how long will it take you? And I go, well, if they prep them, I'll just come in with my spray and paint them. Maybe an hour, maybe tops an hour, maybe. It depends on the size. Maybe 2 hours. I don't think more than that. So he's like, all right, well, can you paint your restroom? So I was like, oh, so he wanted to redo the whole walls and everything and put new sinks and toilets and all. I'm like, sure. So we just got everything brand new. And before he got everything brand new,
you see those little pauses he has in between those pauses. That's when a person's telling a lie. He is a good telltale sign. He would be horrible at poker, extremely horrible at poker. He's so easy to pick up. No. I rented houses, not apartments. All right, houses, okay? And I can tell you from the door, you get a lot more freedom with a house than with an apartment. A ton of freaking freedom. All right. So number one, you could paint, even in an apartment, you can paint whatever the freak you want in that apartment if they allow you to. We all know this already, but you have to put it back the same way you found it. Anything you do in that place, you have to put it back the same way you found it. Unless you're going to buy the place, then that's a different story. But other than that, you have to put it back the way you found it, or they just take it out of your security deposit. That's all. That's why you pay for the security deposits. They can take it out when you mess stuff up in the place. But the fact that if a landlord comes in, he's going to say, well, he has his own maintenance crew for that building alone, and we know where the building's at. For that building alone, for the size of it, he has to be insured, number one. He's definitely going to have whoever's going through that place to do the maintenance work on there has to be licensed and bonded in case they mess something up in there, and he doesn't want to turn around and take it out of his own pocket. You want to make sure they can take it out of their pocket, but chances are they're probably basically maintenance and they work for him anyway. And if they come in there, either they're going to do the place and they're going to charge him for changing the color, or he could do it himself, which he did. He went in the bathroom, changed the bathroom himself. Do you see the size? That's probably a one-bedroom apartment. If I'm not right, if I'm wrong, but it's probably about a one-bedroom apartment. And a one-bedroom apartment, even in a two-bedroom apartment, the bathroom isn't that big. Heck, my place over here is about 1650 in square feet. And my place over here, my bathroom isn't gigantic. I don't have a huge, massive bathroom. And there's no way in the world that someone's going to pay me $300 to paint my bathroom. My bathroom is mostly tile, so no, that's not going to happen at all, period. So I don't know how in the world he came with the conclusion that number one, he's going to be able to paint eight apartment units in the timeline of 1 to 2 hours. Not going to happen ever. I don't know what planet he lives on, but that's not going to happen. And the fact that your landlord's going to walk in, see your bathroom painted, and give you $300 right there on the spot, that's a massive lie right there. There's no way in the world. He gave him that money. It's some money he pulled out of his pocket.
Painted the restroom yesterday. So that's why he came, when the beginning of the video, he came here, because he just painted.
So he paid you $300 to go in to paint a bathroom that he could have had maintenance come in and do it themselves. Maintenance would have came in. They're on the payroll anyway. If I have maintenance on the payroll and they can come in and paint the bathroom, why would I give you $300 out of my pocket? Especially to paint a bathroom. There's nothing in a bathroom really to paint. Unless you got one of those great big bathrooms, like my brother got a big bathroom. He got literally a fireplace in his bathroom. His bathroom is huge. You got his and her sink, great big huge mirrors, walk-in shower, the whole 9 yards. You got one of them setups, and then usually with most of those bathrooms, they don't usually have a lot of drywall in there. They have mostly all tile and marble, usually in those settings for that setup right there alone. So, but a bathroom, nah, you're not gonna get paid no $300. He's gonna allow you to paint the bathroom the way you want to, and then when you leave, you have an option. Either you leave it the way it is, and he's gonna have his painters come in anyway and repaint the place anyway. You gotta put a fresh coat in anyway, and they're gonna take that as security deposit, or that's the end of it. They just give you the permission to paint. That's it, but they're not gonna pay you for that. So he made that up himself. Like I said, he reminds me of a few kids I grew up with in my old neighborhood. We had some kids that grew up in the neighborhood just had a habit of blowing things way out of proportion, so the other kids would find them more likable. Those are people that have to have attention 24/7, and it just doesn't add up, man. And like I said, you study the psychology around delusion grandeur, I think it is. A person actually believes in something so much they actually think it's true. Like the fact that he thought that the paint behind him, which is the Network Crows1176, were two different products, and they're not two different products. They're actually matching the screen quite nicely. But this whole story of this whole painting thing, yeah, that is a complete lie. There is no way in the world you're painting 8 apartment units under 1 hour. And on top of that, even it's a bigger lie. Even after the landlord pays for someone to come in, the painter, that's what the painter's job is. The painter's job is to go in. You pay a painter, they're going to go in. They're going to basically prep the environment. They're going to sand, they're going to putty, they're going to do all that good stuff. And then when they get done, they're going to paint the room. That's what they got paid to do. So why would you have a painter come in and do all that work and then stop him and go, okay, look, that's it. I got a tenant that's going to do the rest. He's licensed and bonded. And at that, I'm pretty sure the painter who came in and did the work is maintenance from the building itself. Why would I be paying my tenants extra money at the end of the day? I'm collecting money from you. I'm not going to give you money. So no, you got to stop lying. You lie too much. It's basically, and whoever was dumb enough to comment on it, which I didn't see anybody comment, the people that you have in your comment section are all trolls. There's no customers in there at all whatsoever. They're all trolls. We know them. So none of them commented, because at least some of them have some form of common sense of know what reality in real life that no one's going to do that. I'm sorry.
This is where he gets mad.
The math.
Is it better spending $40 or I mean, so it's $30, $37 for a quart. Now, how much is it for a gallon? 2, 4, 6, 8, $80, you think? Right? For a gallon. Which is not gonna help you do nothing. Look. Let me read some of these comments here, guys, real fast.
Of course it's not gonna help you do nothing. You're 2 quarts short.
You can tell, but it looks yellowish. And that's the tone you're gonna get. And this is from a ultra short throw projector. Look at my reds here. Here, look at those. See? But this is where he gets pissed off, guys. This is where he gets mad. Is it better spending $40 or I mean, so it's $30, $37 for a quart. Now, how much is it for a gallon? 2, 4, 6, 8, $80, you think? Right? For a gallon.
This is something you should basically know. This is extremely simple. This is almost like near kindergarten math that they teach you about pints and quarts and gallons and all that stuff. This is something you should automatically know this from the door. How does anyone not know how many quarts go into a gallon and how to break it down by ounces? God forbid if you have to go do business overseas, because then they have the metric system over there, and that's completely whole different world of basically how we do things over here. That would be a complete nightmare for you. I don't even know how you ship to Canada, because Canada uses the metric system. So I don't even know how that would even work for you. But that is the most insane thing. That's why I could not understand where in the world did he get the conclusion that 2 quarts would paint a 300-inch screen. That is a massive freaking overshot. How is that even possible? And now I see why. He can't do math. Not only he can't do math, but he tells insane lies on camera by saying these outlandish, I don't know, man, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. When you're going to tell people at the end of the day that that your landlord, no, that never happened. That never even happened at all, period. And then you're going to tell your landlord that the job can take 1 to 2 hours. He'll look at you like you have lost your mind. You know how many times he's probably painted those units? I'm pretty sure the first time he got that place and he had a paint crew go through and he said, well, how long is it going to take you to get this done? Because I got tenants that want to move in, or we have to do the floors, or whatever has to be done, or whatever has to be done in the environment. And they'll tell me right from the door, we know my 8, 9 hours, or maybe so and so and so, depending on the size of the place. There was a fellow who came on there, he painted the place by a roller, and it took him about a day by a roller. And this was a 700 square feet unit, a 1-bedroom apartment. So no, I even know the floor plans of your apartment already. And those apartments, some of those apartments are 700 square feet at the most. They're 1 bedrooms at the most. So no, you guys stop coming on camera and lying. There's a couple of things you said on camera that were actually lies that we caught you in. One of the ones, in one of his lies, he sat there and said that if you wanted to, you had to buy that product. The UV mix, yeah, the UV mix with a white projection screen. You had to buy that product in order to use the calibration settings that he has on his projector. That's a complete lie. Any gray spray paint's gonna have the same reaction as the UV mix. We've had it over here, we tested it. It's nothing different, it's just black and white paint. We actually made it. We literally made it. As a matter of fact, I still got the old container over here. We actually found the old container behind one of the TVs downstairs. Yeah, your product. And we made it out of black and white paint, literally. That's how we made it. Nothing special. But mind, it's the same person who got up here on camera and tried to convince you that these are 2 different images. That the product he has here that costs his customers $178 for 2 quarts. I don't even know what he's charging for that. Nobody knows. They went to the website. The guy was like, what the frick is he charging in here? You got one price for 2 quarts of the Cinemax, and for some reason it's only showing gallons. So are they buying a gallon or are they buying 2 quarts? That's really confusing. But he even got in there and lied on camera trying to tell people that these were 2 different images and they look exactly the same.
Been using these for months now.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what to expect, but once I tried these, I never went back. Easy to put on.
It's the same thing, people. Look, I explained to you already. They can't do any more reviews against our product because they have to buy directly from us. And because they have to buy directly from us, they can't do the cheating anymore. They can't mix products with black paint. They can't do any of that. If that was the case and all their reviews were legit, they would have bought from us by now. We're talking about over 50 requests, phone calls to my house to buy the products for confirmation, and they still haven't purchased anything yet, neither one of them. So it clearly shows at the end of the day, yeah, they falsified all demonstrations. Like I said, I never falsified a demonstration against your product, and I went and purchased your product a couple days ago, and you sat on the order, refused to ship it out. Even PayPal requested you to ship out the item, and you refused to. As a matter of fact, you gave me my money back way past the 10-day mark period. This second day, that's when we put the money back on our account, because he can't ship out that product. He knows that already. Bare brass, getting right down to it, he can never ship paint to us because he knows the product does not work. But us, on the other hand, we can't wait for them to place an order. We can't wait to ship it to his front door. But he doesn't want that. And the reason why he doesn't want that, because he knows that in that container, the real deal, not that fake stuff that you get from other people you claim you got from them. No, the real deal would crush your product. I mean, wipe yourself clean off the face of the planet. And that's the reason why you haven't placed any orders yet. I had to go in and buy your product to show you how it's done. And just in case you forgot how to use a shopping cart, I placed an order for your product. And we're still waiting. We are still waiting for both of you to place your orders. What is taking so long? Should have had your orders placed already. If you already had tested the product and you claim it does what it's supposed to have done, then what is the problem? What's the holdup? Do I have to have a container with your name written on it? Do I have to have that sitting on my table for both of you? Do I inspire you to buy? Because for some reason you're afraid.
No problem, Yellow. Whenever you have other questions, let me know. You could email me too. Crow1176. I'll give you as much information as I can. He's saying it is the same. It has like a yellow hue to it on the.
Where are you seeing a yellow hue? Because everyone else we shot this video with is saying the same thing. Where is this yellow hue he's talking about? I'm not seeing it. No one's seeing it. He's the only person that's seeing it. But then again, this is a person who constantly lies in his videos. Constantly lies in his videos all the time. This is a person who's his when he tries to I don't know the word for it, adding up. He doesn't know how much paint it takes to paint a screen at the end of the day. Now, for those of you saying that, oh, but that what he's saying is the truth. Well, you know what? Do me a favor. Do me a demonstration. Show me a demonstration of you painting 2 quarts into a 300-inch screen. Oh, please do the video. I would love to see it. Oh, it can't be done? Oh, if it can't be done, why is it on his website? All right, there you go.
Gray. As you can see how it washes out on the black. Look at the yellow, how, I don't know, it has like a...
Do you see where he basically...
It has like a yellow...
He got caught up. Watch it.
He's saying it is the same.
Watch
it. It has like a yellow hue to it on the gray. As you can see how it washes out on the black.
Watch how he's where it jumbled up right here.
Look at the yellow, how, I don't know, it has like a yellow hue tone to it, like an ivory tone to it. The whites look ivory, or you can see it there. And the yellows look a little bit more of a darker tone yellow. Look at right there.
Buddy, that's
so for a lighter mix, that's
not going to discourage anybody.
That I'm using, supposedly, right? Shouldn't it be?
That's not going to discourage anybody from going out. And you're saying hue. I'm not seeing that. No one else is seeing it. No one we posted that video to No one we send pictures to at the end of the day, no one sees a difference. They don't at all, period. You're talking about if you sat in a showroom and somebody said, oh, well, this screen right here is going to cost you $1,000, but this one right here is going to cost you 10. Which one are you buying? Oh, you're going to get the one for $1,000 right there. All right, then. Same thing as the screen is 2 quarts for $178, 1 gallon, $23. And then for him to sit there also too and say on the video, somebody said he doesn't know exactly how economics work. A few people have actually brought that up. Again, so you can understand this, you live in a different state. In different states, the price of gas, of food, rent, it's not going to be the same as in another state. It fluctuates. Like in New York City, I said, if you go try to rent out in New York City, it is very, very expensive. But over here, it's a little bit easier. And I've heard people say this millions and millions of times. They'll say, "Good gracious, that's how much they want for a can of soda." You know how much this costs where I live at? Yeah, I heard that too many times. The count we all have. We all said it ourselves too. I've said that when I went to Disney World. I was like, freaking, are you kidding me? This is what they charge for this? I get this for so and so and so. Back where I live at, we don't even pay that kind of money. This is crazy. I couldn't live out here. It costs too much. You heard it too many times to count. So not everybody's going to have the exact same price all the way around the planet.
Giving me the same brightness as the Cinemax? Just a question. Should it be giving me the same brightness as the Cinemax? Where it's not giving me the same brightness? It is not giving me the same black tones or black.
Again, both screens are matching. You're talking about black tones, and if you're talking about black tones, you don't pick up black tones at all, period. You have a light gray screen paint. A black diamond would pick up black tones. A dark star 9 would pick up black tones. Your product doesn't pick up tones at all. That's why you're forced to use this expensive projector, because it's the only way you can get your images to pop. That's why.
It is not giving me the same black tones.
I don't see it. Oh man, this is real sad.
Or black levels. The whites look ivory. At least the Cinemax, the whites are off white, but not ivory looking.
Actually, the Cinemax levels, white levels are really, really poor. And I'll tell you why. Because it was a fellow by the name of HD Pro. We purchased his product, and his product produced a much higher white level than Pro's product. Also, too, as I said before, buddy, you have to show a difference between night and day. You have to show a massive difference. Like where I take black paint and I draw on my screen and do, what did I call that artwork? Preschool 2.0. Yeah, you have to show a difference. You're not showing a difference at all. Now, he has this colorblind syndrome. That's what we're going to call it. Crow's colorblind syndrome. Because he's done this in 3 videos, or actually 4 videos we've actually counted already. Probably a few more than that. One was the bamboozle. We had the 2 products sitting next to each other that blended into each other. The other one was the white projection screen, with that video somehow went missing somewhere. I don't know where that went to. The other one was the bare silver screen. Again, another almost identical match. But for Crow, this is how his mind functions. You see the image that you're seeing there? We all see the same thing. They both match. For him, if it's a slight little difference, then that's like the entire world rolling off its axles and everything. They're just standing still. That's how it comes down to him. That's how his brain literally functions. If just one slight little off, it has to be an identical match. And I'm sorry, but I see an identical match here. I do. Maybe at certain points you have a little bit of shift. That's it. But that's not enough for a person to spend $170 for 2 quarts versus a gallon. So let me get this straight. If you got to paint a larger screen and you're required to have about 3 gallons of paint to do it, you don't sell gallons. You have 2 quarts at $178. Do you have any idea how much money that's going to cost the customer when he can just go in and buy it at $23 a gallon? Because that's what we paid for it. Even at, he said $30 a quarter for it was. I don't know. But anyway, let's continue real quick. I got to get out of here. Yeah, I'm not seeing it, buddy. I'm not seeing it. And we had people go over this video over and over again and again and again and again, and no one's seen it. You match perfectly with no problem. What he has to understand is when you do demonstrations against a product that's definitely going to be lower than your product, you can't match it anywhere in the demonstration. It can't match. You can't have 100, you can't have 80 to 20, you can't have 60 to 40, you can't even have 50 to 50. It can't match. Nothing can match. That's the last thing you want. Because if it matches, it means your product just dropped dramatically in value. I mean, your product right now is not even worth 80 bucks. It's not worth 60. It's not even worth probably 50 bucks at that now, because you match the household paint. So you can talk about quality, and you can talk about this, that, and the other, and you can talk about how your product, it match, man. You got to deal with it, match. And not only that, man, on camera, you lied so much in the video, it's not even funny. The whole landlord debacle, no, that never even happened. Being able to paint 8 units? 8 units? Are you crazy? In 1 to 2 hours? Oh, definitely not going to happen. Your calculations and math are extremely awful. I mean, at least you can even have Googled that one and got that one correct, but I don't even know how you started off with 2 and then 6, 8. You said 4. He did say 4, but where did you come up with 2? If you're saying how much for a gallon and you're going per quart, even at $40 per quart, why would you even start off with 2? That would only be $80. That doesn't make any sense. And then you get on camera and you go, you think? Like you push your head out like you're definitely 100% crystal clear that that is the answer.
This is where he gets pissed off, guys. This is where he gets mad. Is it better spending 40 bucks or I mean, so it's 30 bucks, $37 for a quart. Now, how much is it for a gallon? 2, 4, 6, 8, 80 bucks, you think? Right? For a gallon. Which is not gonna help you do nothing.
No, not even close. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Whew, man. Yeah, there ain't much to say about that one. That's sheer craziness, man.
14 units that are in this complex, right? So he says, 8 units, I need to paint the restrooms, you know? My landlord's 85 years old. He's the owner. He's like, hey, I seen you painting outside. What do you paint? What do you do? And I go, oh, I'm painting screens. And he saw me with my, with my sprayer and all that stuff, right? So he's all like, hey, if I pay you, can you paint the other units? And I was like, huh. He goes, how long would it take you? And I go, well, if they prep them, I'll just come in with my spray and paint them. Maybe an hour, maybe tops an hour, maybe. It depends on the size. Maybe 2 hours. I don't think more than that. So he's like, all right, well.
Yeah, no more than 2 hours. Yeah. How much would it take to paint my downstairs area? Because you definitely going through that baby in an hour. It's not going to happen. My downstairs is pretty big. You're not painting that in an hour. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, people. Oh, my goodness. Let me tell you something. Look, man. You people at the end of the day can sit there and go, well, no. We don't make memes of people. No, we use your own destruction against yourself. People who have a habit of cutting corners and not doing things by the book constantly lay traps for themselves. Constantly getting caught. And the reason why they don't have any emails on me of me cursing them out, no cancel orders, we don't make memes and that stuff, and you don't see me on camera doing this dumb stuff at the end of the day. Would I have to sit there and lie about this and the other? We don't have to. We can back our products up. If anything, we can back up anything. If I wanted to, I can start an entire day of challenges on my screens And I guarantee you neither one of them could match it. Heck, they can't even buy our screen paint because they're afraid to, but we can buy theirs and they give us back our money. So that tells you at the end of the day where we stand and where they stand. And what we do is we use their own stupidity against them. That's what we do. That's how you back your company. You don't go use dirty tactics, because I can use plenty of dirty tactics if I wanted to, but I don't do that. I use this. I know the nonsense that you guys do and how you carry yourselves and the sneaky underhand things that you do. And when you do a lot of sneaky underhand things, people will catch you in it and they'll put it out in the light for everybody to see it. And that's what happened. This is what we use against you. Your canceled orders, we use that against you because you canceled orders. Putting nasty replies on the receipts, we use that against you because we can say, look, this is the customer service we received. This is how they carry themselves. Nasty comments and and making memes and stuff like that, that doesn't bother me. That makes you look very unprofessional. It shows a person who has too much time on his hands, that takes the time to go in and make those things and post them. It just shows that there's something wrong with you at the end of the day. If Pepsi or Xbox or PS4, any one of these big companies did stuff like that, people would think something was wrong with the CEOs, that they're actually insane at the end of the day. Who has time to invest in that kind of dumb nonsense? But since you guys do, we use the very same stupidity tactics that you use, we use it right against you. You give us ammo at the end of the day. I even warned him when we sat there and recorded the entire transaction. The entire communications was all recorded. And I sat there and said, don't mess around. Don't send us down something stupid because it's going to blow up in your face. What does he do? He sends us down black paint. Why would you do that? That's the dumbest thing you can do. You committed mail fraud, number one. Number two, it clearly shows that we can go to anybody and say, look, don't buy from this individual. He'll ship you down black paint. It's not a lie. We have the evidence right there. An unboxing with your name signed to the package. You know how bad that is? You signed your name to a package. Crow's best of the best and sent black paint down. That came back to bite you in the face. Losing the PayPal dispute came back to bite you in the face. I have 3 cases with PayPal where you've lost all 3 of them. Every last one of them, you lost. Even PayPal went to his website and said the website looks shiesty. Look at your website. Your website alone basically proves what it is. Shipping policy strictly designed for you. There's nothing in that policy for your customers, not one thing. Anything you say on camera has to be put on the website. You can't just say it, it has to be on that website. Specifications about your products, very, very bad. Imagine you go out and you buy yourself, like I said, $30,000 outdoor TV, and it has 2 paragraphs of specifications. That would freak you out a bit, wouldn't it? Well, same thing here. He's supposed to have all those specifications on it, which shows a product that doesn't have enough specifications has not been truly tested correctly. They cut corners when they do it. So all this stuff you done to yourself. I told you that when we talk business, keep your personal feelings at the door. You come in with screaming and yelling and capital words and calling, that whole repeat of saying loser over and over and over and over and over again. That doesn't make me look like a loser. I hate to say it, but it makes you look like a loser. You're typing in the exact same word over and over again and again and again. That shows a mental breakdown. Okay, people, I have to get back to work. I have much to do. The reason why I bring these videos up to your attention, because as I said before, we have these in different forum sites. Not only they're for you, they're actually for the people that we have in these forum sites that want to know a little bit what goes on deep in the mind of Crow. Because something's wrong there at the end of the day. Something is physically wrong here, and he needs to seek and get some kind of help at the end of the day. He has problems. He has anger issues, all kinds of problems. Clearly, he shows it in his text messages. Very, very upset. I told you what to do. I gave you personal business advice. You got caught doing a lot of things you shouldn't have been doing. That black and white paint video that went missing that no one else has except for 3 people on YouTube have it. You still haven't backed that up to your customers. You haven't done that demonstration. And then with the network grade 773 matching your product so well, what about the other screen paints? Have you done tests against those? The accusations of saying that you can take 2 quarts and paint a 300-inch screen, you still haven't done that demonstration yet, proving and backing that up on your website. The fact that we were able to purchase from an active shopping cart on your website that had a product that doesn't even exist. You've never tested. There's no such thing as a Black Frankenstein. We've never saw one, but there was a shopping cart clearly accepting money or payments for this item that you don't even have. That's pretty bad. Oh, he's got a lot of stuff to back up people and refuses to do it. Because at the end of the day, like I said, he's just going to keep taking your money with no way to back it up. That's what's going to happen. Until then, whenever you're ready to place an order for our products, we will get ready to ship it out to you. This is somewhere between almost 60 or almost close to 70 requests for you to buy directly from us. For those you don't know, neither one of Porte or Crow has ever, Jamie Fernando Gonzalez has never ever purchased not one item ever from our website. And they call themselves doing reviews. But mind you, our products are supposed to be so hard to get, so hard that no one else can get them for review, and yet we have requested for them to buy directly from the site over 50 times. Even with this individual calling my house saying, hey, you're on live, just to let you know. Not a problem. Can I want permission to buy, that you're going to ship it? Not a problem at all. And I'm still waiting. Okay. And some people may think, oh, no, I'm not nervous about it. I cannot wait until that product lands on its front door. Do you have any idea what a real 38 Black Widow is going to do to that screen paint? It's not going to go well. And he knows it already. That's why he'll never ever place an order, and that's why he can never do a review. Because again, if you want to do a review, I don't want to hear you got it from Sally, John, or Mickey. You got it directly through us and through us only. And on your receipt, I'm expecting to see the address that matches the one we have over here. With your name and last name and whatever you have on there, we know exactly who you are, so we know it'll match. Same thing goes for you, Danny boy. We know you too. We expect for you to place an order real soon. And this fellow going through his yard claiming that the puss has canceled and that, don't worry, Ken, we'll get your product and then we'll have some fun. Well, I've ordered your product 6 times and had my money put back on my account, showing that you can't back your product. And yet I have asked you 50 times also to buy the product, and you too also haven't purchased. So, gentlemen, what is the problem? What's the holdup? We will have your products here soon. You know that, right? You can talk about bans and this. You can't stop us. We will have your products here for testing. So I would suggest you get on the ball and get ours too. All right, people, I got to go. I got to get back to work. God bless.